Hey, what's cracking everybody? Welcome back to Computer Games Hardware. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the video. How you guys doing? Hope you're doing really well. Today on the channel I want to do a bit of computer games hardware news because it's been a minute and there's plenty of stuff going on. I know that we've got bogged down in some of the AMD stuff, particularly the AMD Adrenaline drivers. I want to take a little bit of a break for them. I will catch up and do the current ones because another one's been released with all the stuff that's gone on with Counter-Strike and Anti-Lag Plus and things like that. But for today, I want to talk about some Intel stuff. There's some new games that have been released. There is some GPU rumors and things like that. So I want to get stuck into some of that and have a chat with you about all the hardware news that's been coming out. But before I do, I want to give a shout out to the gentleman who stopped me in Nunawading to yell at me to finish your effing cube. Sir, it has been done. Hello, big thank you for watching. I have done the cube. This is the Rubik's Cube, Master Cube. It took a little while to get it done, but it is already done. And I believe it was done in the last video there. So if you go back, you can see that it's all done. I put it on the orange face so you could pick it up on this video. But there you go. Yeah, bit of a cuber. I got into it when my daughter was gifted one for Christmas and I sort of stole it. Sorry, Lissy. But I got into it, and then throughout the pandemic I found out that some of my work colleagues were secret cubers as well. So there you go. Nice and complete for you. And do you want to see a cube done live on camera? So let's take the OG cube and I'll show you guys how to do it. So there you go. I'll just do a quick and dirty one. So scramble it up for you. And if you've ever wanted to do a cube, just go out and get one. So they teach you how to do it. It's got instructions how to do it. So don't feel like you can't. I almost felt like for the first year I couldn't do it because I thought that figuring out how to do it was cheating, so I could only achieve one layer of the cube, and I was doing it completely wrong. I was doing sides, and as you'll see, it's not the way to do it. So just look it up. Just look up some tutorials. They encourage that. The cubes themselves comes with instructions. So give it a go. It's really fun. Gamers be gaming. So if you want to do it, try it. All right. So that is nice and scrambled. And let's get started. All right, so can you guys see that? I'll do that. Okay. Like that. All right. Okay, there you go. This job done. That should be all right. Job done. First part done. And a little bit trickier doing it this way than I thought. Hang on. Okay, so first part done. Do this part. Done. Go. All right, so that's the first part done. See the bottom row, white's done there, and each row on the bottom is complete. All right, let's smash through the second row. Okay, so okay. Okay, so there you go. That's the second row done. Nice and easy. Alright, now let's solve the top Q. So as you can see, you don't solve them on the face, you solve them in layers. Okay, so we're set up pretty good here, so this is not going to take too much longer. So we've got that. Alright, we've got that there too. Alright, smashing. So let's put that. So almost there. Alright, is that in the right spot? Yeah, it is. 1, 2, 3. Yep, everything's in the right spot. So let's go on to solve the cube. Last little bit, and job done. Cube done. There you go. Computer games hardware. Alright, first up in computer games hardware news is Intel's 14th generation of CPUs have just landed, and the reviews are in from all the big reviewers, and they are mixed to negative at best. So I've just been reading TechSpot's reviews, so that's Steve Walton from Hardware Unbox, and the question that Steve poses in his article right at the front is, can we tell what the difference between the 13th generation and 14th generation is? And the answer is not too much. So that gives you a good idea of where Intel's at with its new Raptor Lake refresh. So the 13 generation of CPUs came with a few issues, and namely high temps and things like that, as with all these brand new CPUs do, because they're trying to maximize performance out of them. But it doesn't seem that too much is going on with these CPUs. The benchmarks across the board seem pretty similar. There's like a 2-3% uplift in performance. Keep in mind though, they're still the fastest CPUs in the world. So when we talk about them, not gaining much performance, we're starting to see some diminishing returns, and we're without some new architecture, performance per watt increases that would come with a new architecture. Probably shouldn't have expected too much anyway. I didn't think it was going to be this minimal performance, but also keep in mind, high-end CPUs are like pizza. Even when they're bad, they're still pretty good. So, we're talking about achieving 9 gigahertz on the 14900KF, and you might go, okay, it's not that impressive if you're using liquid nitrogen and stuff like that, but still, it's noteworthy. Like, these CPUs are pretty good. What I would do, considering that, is maybe look at the cheaper last gen products. Sometimes there's even less than 12 months between the releases of the CPUs, and unless you're doing like really serious workloads and stuff like that, you probably don't need the best of the best of the best. I'm still running on the AM4 platform with my 5000 series CPU, and I still can't complain. It's getting a little bit on, but I reckon if you're buying the high end, you're probably pretty safe in skipping a whole generation almost. You just have to be willing to turn down some settings and not look for that max performance in everything. If you're the kind of person that just hates not having the most bleeding edge stuff, then there's not much I can do for you. But these CPUs are pretty similar in the generational jump, and the thing Intel is banking on, so I keep talking about AMD because we've done so much AMD content. The thing that Intel is banking on is some of the new features of these CPUs. So let's have a look at what those features are. All right, so having a look at the Intel website, so 14900K can boost up to, and the KF can boost up to 6 gigahertz. The Turbo Boost Max technology can go up to 5.8 gigahertz. The performance core max turbo frequency is 5.6 gigahertz. The efficient core max turbo frequency is up to 4.4 gigahertz. So that's still pretty good in its own right. And then the P cores plus the E cores, we've got 24, so you've got 8 performance cores and 16 efficient cores. And then in the i7 and so that's the 14700K, that boosts up to 5.6 gigahertz, so that's, you know, pretty good, right up there. So the Turbo Max Boost technology boosts up to 5.6. 5.5 for the performance cores, and for the efficient cores it is 4.3. That's a 20 core processor, so it's got 8 performance cores and 12 efficient cores. And then, and probably the most interesting for me, is the Core i5, so the 14600K, which boosts up to 5.3 gigahertz overall. It hasn't got the Turbo Boost Max technology, but the performance cores boost up to 5.3 gigahertz. So if you're looking for a good gaming, you're still going to get, you know, just on the performance cores alone, 5.3 gigahertz. So pretty impressive for me. The efficient cores boost up to 4 gigahertz, and you know, that's a 14 core CPU with 6 P cores and 8 efficient cores. So if you're looking for a good 6 core gaming setup, you know, you're going to get up to 5.3 gigahertz on boost, performance boost. So not bad when you're considering it. It's, you know, none of these products are bad. What's bad is the price. We're looking at $989 from most of the big retailers here in Australia. So, you know, pretty expensive for not a very big refresh, but you know, their massive refresh and rebranding and everything like that will be coming next year to compete with Zen 5. So make no mistake, this is a little refresh to keep up the mind share of Intel. You might want to look at the 13900K, the 13700K, and the 13600K. Pretty much going around again for one last time before we have to upgrade to the new platform and the new total rebranding. I believe I think they're dropping the Core series, so it's going to be rebranded. I forget off the top of my head what that is going to be called, but look out for that. Are you interested in upgrading into Intel's latest offering, their latest refresh? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, next up in CGHW news, it's been a pretty good couple of days for CPUs, with AMD returning to the super high-end desktop space with their Threadripper 7000 series of CPUs. So in the 5000 series for Threadripper, AMD only went with the Threadripper Pro series, which is the high-end workstation, all-encompassing, full feature set, full integrated support with OEMs and everything like that. And they didn't produce the non-Pro series in the 5000 series. Well, happily, they've returned in the 7000 series with their Threadripper Pro series and their normal series. So that's just the standard Threadripper 7000 series and the Pro series. So you'll see in all the articles and things like that, people are going up to 96 cores and all this stuff, but that's not the most interesting part of it, because they're the Threadripper Pro series, and they are for really like high-end data centers and for big clients. And I want to take a look at is the Threadripper 7000 series, just the standard high-end edition 7980X, which is a 64 core CPU with 128 threads, which boosts up to 5.1 gigahertz, and its base clock is 3.2 gigahertz. The TDP is 350 watts. Next up, we've got the 7970X, which is a 32-core CPU that it's got 64 threads and also boosts up to 5.3 gigahertz. Interesting, this one, the base clock is a bit higher at 4 gigahertz, and it also has a 350 watt TDP. And last but not least is the 7960, which is a 24 core with 48 threads, and that also boosts up to 5.3 gigahertz. I think the Pro series offer up way more PCIe lanes. They don't tell you that on AMD's website, so let's have a look. So the TRX 50 platform has up to 48 PCIe 5 lanes, and they do. So the Pro has up to 128 PCIe lanes. So there you go. All right, so they've got a massive memory performance bump as well between the two platforms. So the Pro series and the standard series. So the Pro series have a 8-channel up to 2 terabytes of overclockable RDIMMs, and the standard Threadripper has 4-channel up to 1 terabyte of RDIMMs. So there you go. Heaps more PCIe lanes and way more memory channels for you to plug into. So there you go, Zen 4 Threadripper. I think when AMD only did the Pro series of Threadripper CPUs in the 5000 series, it turned a lot of people off, so they're probably looking to claw back some of that the mind share in the super high-end desktop space. So there you go, Threadripper coming back with a bang with the 7000 series. Alright, well, we've got the holy trinity in this episode of Computer Games Hardware News, because Nvidia, it's swirling around the rumor mill that the Super series of refresh for the 4000 series of GPUs is incoming. So a leaker known as Hongjing 2020, who apparently has a fairly good track record in leaking some of this stuff, has sent out a tweet or an X or whatever you want to call it, that it says it says I'm back, and he's put in parentheses Super. So there's going to be a 4080 Super, a 4070 Ti Super, a 4070 Super, and date is TDP. So that tweet came out on the 18th of October. So I wasn't expecting Nvidia to refresh their 4000 series of GPUs, with them being so far in front of most of their competitors, specifically AMD and Intel, in the GPU space, with the 4090 still the clearly the highest performing card. But it does make sense, because the 5000 series of GPUs from Nvidia is rumored to be coming fair ways down the road. So we're looking at Blackwell, which is the new architecture, coming in 2025. So that is a big gap between now and then. So you'd probably expect a refresh, maybe in the second quarter of 2024, somewhere around that time. I'm not sure if they're coming before Christmas. I highly doubt it. But as you can see there, so they're looking at the 4080 and the 4070. And what's really interesting is that they've got a 4070 Ti in the stack there. So that means that would be the first Ti model that gets a super refresh. So that opens up a whole other world of possibilities for Nvidia to squeeze every last dime out of this thing. So now you can get the 4000 series standard, you can get the Ti models, and now you can get super models and super Ti models. So that's starting to be a little bit of a handful if they really want to stretch things out. they can start to release Super Ti models well up until 2025. Interesting to see what they do with the 4090. So surely they would want to keep their big Halo product dominant up until then. So it's not mentioned now, but I could see in 6 to 8 months time us talking about a 4090 Super or a 4090 Super Ti, getting a bit crazy, but don't count it out. So it would be interesting to see what the performance is. Nvidia are already on top, so I don't expect there to be like huge gains out of these models, but hopefully this will bring a bit of a price cut for some of the other models that some of the other offerings from Nvidia, namely the base 4000 series cards. So what will really be interesting to see is what type of die that they actually use, particularly for that Ti model. Are they going to go up a model? What's the memory going to be like? If they're not planning on doing a 4090 or a 4090 Ti Super or whatever, they're gonna have to keep it within the restraints of the 4090. It's not like they're gonna release a 70 or 80 class card that beats their 4090 in performance. So that's probably the ceiling for performance. That Halo product is still going to be a Halo product, so you can expect the new Super Series of cards to be within those specs. Time will tell. Currently, from all the articles that I read, no one's really got an indication of what the memory specs or the CUDA performance is going to be, but we'll be sure to let you know in further hardware news updates. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Are you interested in Intel's new 14th generation of CPUs? What about Nvidia's Super Series of graphics cards? Are you excited for a little bit of a refresh? Let me know in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe if you've enjoyed any of this content. And if you even want a better breakdown of how to solve a Rubik's Cube, give me a shout out in the comments down below. Happy to make that content for you as well. I always like to sign off saying that I've really enjoyed making this one, so I'll keep making them. If you keep watching them, guys, as per usual, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.